asked me that he never had one.
Yeah.
I would assume that he would have already
No.
had one already.
He said he was coming. He was talking to me. He said, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go to Sam's Club. Do you need anything?" I said, "No." And a couple of minutes later, a strange lady called me, and she said, "Hey, your husband had an accident. He's in the parking lot. Seemed like he had a seizure."
Yeah, I know you was like way flustered, but I'm glad that people around him was civil.
Yes.
It wasn't like, oh, you a drunk guy, boom. You know, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
they could have went
No, they
crazy.
saw that he was, yeah, his eyes were rolling backwards, and he had difficulties breathing, and he was, you know.
And this guy, he didn't choke on the tongue neither.
Yes.
'Cause he
The
did it
lady
back
said
around.
she stuck her finger in his mouth to clear his airway. And she said that was the moment that he woke up for a moment. She said she doesn't think he liked that too much.
She probably, yeah, he probably thinking somebody was trying to end him. Meanwhile, he don't know what happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he said when he woke up, that really woke up. He said there were so many people around him. He was laying on the floor. He didn't know what the heck was going on.
But he had angels around him. He actually had caring people instead of, oh my God,
Yeah.
you on drugs, you know, all these type of people,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
assuming. And then she probably had that lady that did that, as far as, you know, putting her hand in, you know, to help him breathe.
Yeah.
She probably had experience in that. Because normally you wouldn't do that off the rip, but he could have been sitting there choking on his tongue. Like I said, he could have been choking and she wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I talk to her every couple of days, you know, she checks in and I tell her, you know, how it's going. And she said it sits with her still.
Oh yeah, don't worry about watching TV, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
Forget the movies, that's some real, you telling me this now, I'm like, blowing my mind right now. I'm already getting my Netflix documentary straight through my mind. Shit, because he was just here, you know, so I'm seeing the way you sitting at.
Yeah, and then
I
anyway,
knew something was up. I saw you. I'm like, why is she?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Probably
assuming the
forgot.
worst. I was thinking maybe he went to the gym early or he was doing something.
No, I had to write down all his appointments and, you know, make sure that every appointment from everybody aligned so nothing is happened since he falls away now. And this was the one I didn't write down, the haircut. And actually yesterday we were supposed to go to the school, to the theater presentation, but then I forgot. And I told Keisha he can go to his job interview and yeah. Oh yeah, he wants to work now. He had his first job interview yesterday. Let's see if he's gonna get it or not. He wants to work at Crumble. The cookie place. Cookies look good.
I already saw your face. I already saw your face.
I walked in there yesterday
As soon as
too.
you said the word crumple, your face has changed.
Oh, I constantly heard, yeah, they're so expensive or whatever. But those crumpets are almost as big as a cupcake. They are huge.
It's
They're
dinner.
like that size and that high.
It's a meal, so watch out. Be
Oh
careful.
yes, they are. And apparently they have every week different flavors.
You know you already got her already, right? She's trying to act up. You break that crumble for it. You're like, okay, Keisha, okay, you got me. You got me.
Because employees can eat free cookies.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll be, no, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Bring them home for your mother. But you got to use it as a lesson. She's like, Keisha, take out the garbage. Oh, don't worry about it. Take care of it.
Let's see if he gets it. If not, then we're going to apply somewhere else.
No, I think you're good.
But it seems like a good team over there. They're all young people. Even the manager is pretty young. So
That's what they be wanting, young, energetic
yes.
people. Then you got the sugar, so it's going to get crazy. Well, you already know what you might have to do for your barber now. Every time you come through, hey,
Crumble cookie.
chop it up. I thought it would make you cookies.
I never even heard about them. The,
Crumple? No, I never heard about it. I never heard it either.
He's-
Where is it located?
By the Longhorn Steakhouse on.
Okay. 301?
Yeah. In
That's
the same
new. All
parking-
of that is new.
Yeah.
Even Longhorn is new. It
Yeah.
hasn't been there that
Same
long.
parking lot.
I think it's only been there probably about 5 years.
He's gonna get braces, and I was contemplating if, you know, with my little one who also gets braces.
He said, I don't think he knew that. He just said braces.
between the other two.
Yeah, they both need braces. And I was contemplating for the little one, Invisalign like he gets, or real
Yeah,
braces.
my son got Invisalign. I think this is getting Invisalign.
My oldest
It depends
has
on,
Invisalign.
they're going to let you know the extent of what needs to
Yeah.
be, But
But you
Invisaligns
need to
work
be-
for my son.
But you need to be responsible and wear them all the time. So I trust him that he does it. But the little one, I don't know that she's 11, that they're hurt, they're
What?
uncomfortable.
If she's into her look, is she in the mirror? Is she self-conscious of her look? Like, is she...
She's more over the comfort. She wants stuff. I know when it hurts, she will take that off.
Oh, okay. Invisalign doesn't hurt, though. Once you get used to it, it doesn't hurt. But I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but every week you put a fresh one in and
Yeah.
then it pinches again,
You have to make it mold to your mouth for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's the hurry part.
Yeah.
If she's conscious of how she looks, she'll do it.
Anyway, she gets normal braces now, but I was talking to the lady, and I said that Keyshawn is pretty responsible with his stuff, and that he wants to have a job. And then she said that her son works at the Crumble, and they're looking for people, and that's how I got to Crumble.
Okay. The crumple journey.
Yeah, the Crumble journey.
Oh my God, you came with. So you got the crumple journey. You got my bro going through that. Oh, this is too much on this Saturday, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, braces, Invisalign.
I ain't seen you in a while, so yeah, we do gotta catch up anyway.
So you're gonna see me often now because I'm the only driver in the house.
No, but you gotta put him behind the wheel. Put him behind the.
He drives already. He
Yeah.
drives pretty good.
Put him behind the wheel. You in the car with him anyway. More and more practice he gets, that's good. And then.
I feel like
I need to
apply
take him
for
on the
my
highway.
license and have to like come next month under
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He needs highway and backwards parking.
It's no rush. There's no rush. There's no rush.
The rest he does pretty good already. I'm not in fear of my life most of the time anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it all anymore, but most of the time not anymore.
Yeah, because anything can happen, as you just said, with the first story you gave me. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. With anybody. You can be the most healthiest person.
Yes, yes.
Somebody else can do some crazy shit. So.
Yeah, the two. And sometimes when I drive with him, it's like, then he said, what do you do that for? Keyshawn, I thought you would break.
Even my father right now, because I have a heavy foot, my father holds on to the strap. And he's like 85 years old. He still holds on to the strap. But I press gas. Because I have a performance car, so I want to hear that exhaust. I want to hear, you already know I got that German machine. I ain't driving that no granny. That's not happening. I did not buy no BMW to be driving that no granny. Sorry. So you know you get in the car with me. I mean, my children are used to it. They like it. When they get in the car with their mother, it's like, they're looking at her crazy. What? Are we there yet? So.
Yeah.
It's an eventful couple of weeks for you and your family.
3 weeks ago, that's when everything happened.
Sheesh. I can't wait till he comes over. You bring, cause I want you to bring him. Y'all be here. I want him to tell me the whole story. I need it from the beginning, so you can tell me exactly what happened from the last moment, things happened and everything else, so he can let me know.
He's there to go to the parking lot, and he said, I drove up till here, and he said, from that point on, he has no memory anymore. Gone.
That's crazy.
The lady who found him, she took a video after he was transported with the ambulance. There you can see the way of destruction, how he plowed through that parking lot.
Yeah, because his foot was on the gas.
Yeah.
His weight just took his foot to the gas.
Once I heard Sam's Club parking lot, I was like, there's always people walking. Always.
That's what I'm saying. That's God right there. Because And then you got that gas station right there.
Mm-hmm.
He could have plowed into the gas
Yeah,
station.
that too. Yeah, if he got it knocked out a little
Boom!
earlier.
That would have been a mushroom. That would have been Hollywood. Sheesh! Sheesh.
Yeah, he said he was by the gym, by the crunch, and then he had to go out and do that stupid U-turn. Then he drove in where the gas station is, then he drove immediately left, and he said then,
Lights out.
like that.
To my daughter. She was walking with her friend. Luckily, she was walking with her friend. She would have been on the floor, face down, drinking her blood. It would have probably drowned in blood right on the floor.
Or he could have
You
pinned
could drown in
somebody,
an inch of water. It doesn't take that much.
could have pinned somebody against the car too.
Ay. 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 I'm gonna trim it down.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling me a movie right now. It's like I
I'm
can't
just
even.
glad, like I said, nobody got injured. He was okay.
It doesn't
The
even
rest
sound
is-
real to me. It's like I'm trying to fathom it. I'm still trying to put it in perspective right now.
The rest is just, normal damage that can get fixed the next
Mhm. See, the thing is, the thing with me in my situation is that we have a history, so we know. You had no idea.
No.
This is the first. So you don't know. Well, there wasn't no preparation for this,
Nope.
and you don't know. It's not like, oh, he had a history. No, we didn't have a history of this at all. Not to say, well, didn't you know? And then, no.
When he came to the hospital, the blood sugar was fine, the blood pressure was fine.
Okay, yeah. They did all the tests.
What's it called? The CT scan and
Yeah.
the MRI, everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was a little bit off was the lower number of the blood pressure, but they said that should not have caused that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and then as you describe, think about the odds and the averages. You don't hit nobody. Nobody else gets hurt. Only damage to just physical items, and no human gets hurt. Not one.
the lady said there was
That is the big man right there.
one woman was sitting in her car,
Mm-hmm.
but she was startled or whatever, but the lady said she was not hurt, so.
Unbelievable almost. That's like this,
But was he here when the car driver hit him? 3 weeks before that
No,
happened.
he didn't mention anything, so I don't think he came in.
3 weeks before that happened, he was driving and another car cut him off, went into his lane, and he couldn't brake in time. Then he hit the other car in the back a little bit. And the other car drove out.
Oh,
So
he
we
was
just
the guy
had-
didn't even stop.
No, so we just had his car fixed. And a couple of weeks later, now it's totaled. Telling me the insurance hates us now.
No, we hate the insurance. How about that? How about that? Please,
We are on the red list.
please. Don't even say that word. Don't even say that word. That's a forbidden word to say. Some people be getting over like a fat rat forever and a day. Don't mention nothing.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if we're gonna get dropped by for the next renewal.
Don't even mention it because
Because he had his windshield replaced twice and I once. And a couple of weeks later they sent us a letter with, oh yeah, did you notice how many claims you had? And you had that windshield replaced then and then and then and then. I was like, just wait, now we have 2 accidents on that.
But I'm saying to myself, like, you have insurance for this stuff, and
Yes.
then people are complaining about how many claims you made. Like, you made 20 claims.
Oh yeah, they're gonna drop you.
what is a number of claims? Because y'all want to collect from me. Y'all been collecting from me for 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So you probably made $500,000 off of me.
Uh-huh.
3 claims and now you're gonna drop me? That's why don't mention insurance with me. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
I paid you $500,000 over my lifetime with no claims. Now I have regardless if it's a claims within a short amount of time. The amount of time and the amount of money I gave you,
Yeah, exactly.
I paid you 10 times over. Now you don't have loyalty to me because of 5 claims within a 3-month span. So what? It's been 20 years since I've been paying you. What does that have to do with I need you now and now you want to run? So don't mention it.
Oh, yeah, with all insurances now. All of them.
So it's like the only insurance is yourself.
Yeah.
You only could depend on self. You can depend on it.
When we look after the last hurricane, how many people had roof damage and they did not want to pay them shit?
Exactly. The only reason why most people have insurance is because it's quote unquote the law, which is a statute, it's not even a law. That's the only reason why most people have it. Because if you didn't have to have it, a lot of people wouldn't even have it. Because they'll do their own repairs, or you'll pretty much sue whomever, or make a settlement, or work out something where you get your car fixed, or whatever it is. You know, but these insurances are just like hitting somebody without insurance because they don't want to pay anything. So what's the difference?
Yeah, that's why you have the uninsured driver.
You see what I'm saying? So what's the difference between the guy not having insurance and you? There's no really difference. Because I have to fight you to pay out. Almost got to get a lawyer to get my money. What's the difference? I might as well sue the other person who doesn't have insurance. It's like not having insurance.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
But then again, if you don't have no insurance, the chances that you get anything out of the lawsuit is...
That's what I'm saying. It's hit or miss. The insurance don't want to pay. Okay, so now you fucked there. If you hit somebody, maybe they have an asset or something like that, maybe you could, put a lien on their assets or whatever. But if insurance says no, what you want? You can't sue them. I mean, you can. Who has money to be sitting up going against an insurance company that you yourself paid $500,000 to? So if you paid them, they got 50,000 people paying them this amount. So what high-priced lawyers, it's a waiting game now when you're in court. It's about who has the longer money. Because you got to keep paying this lawyer on retainer until that case comes up. So it's a game, man. It's all a game. All a game.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But beyond that, like you said, you have good health. Nobody got hurt. Everybody's alive, so that's the main thing right there. And as long as it came, it was like a controlled situation. So now, like you said, he could be evaluated to find out this problem before, there's any extensive or cause any other issues. You don't want him to be in the shower or doing something regular, and then something happens and you fall down, you know what I'm saying, or you tug the ground or whatever. You get to check out what's really the issue, and hopefully get to the bottom of it. The problem is the drugs that they wanted to put our daughter on to quote unquote help the situation. I mean, you probably already know it causes suicide, it causes this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
a lot of problems. That's why my husband
I might as well just bother myself right now.
Yeah, I said don't.
No.
Let's see.
My daughter read it.
Everything
Everything is just negative. Everything is just negative. Are you sure this stuff is like, not from what I'm reading. And when they give you the paperwork and you read it, you see their face with it. There's no confidence inspiring none. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta just take our odds, take our chances. With dealing with daily life versus adding on more things that's going to induce trying to delete yourself. It's going to actually give me thoughts of doing that on top of me falling out. That's like a double whammy to me. I already got an issue that I'm cutting right now and just fall down. And then it's going to have me thinking that I want to do something to myself today. It's supposed to be the future? Okay. Those drugs. The insurance and the drug industry is like, what are you doing? No. My daughter rejected that.
Now, I just had my doctor appointment, and she did the blood work and everything, and then I came in, and he said everything is fine. He said I just don't have enough good cholesterol. The bad cholesterol, everything is controlled, everything's fine, but he said I don't have enough good cholesterol. And I was like, so what can I do, or what do you recommend I do to get that number up into the healthy range? And he was like, there's basically nothing that you can actually do, except for exercising, healthy eating, and hoping that it goes up. And then he told me that the pharma industry tried to get a medication to increase only the good cholesterol. And he said that went so bad that so many people died that they don't try it anymore. And so much side effects. When he said, you know, the pharma industry jumps on everything to make money, but they don't touch that anymore.
That's the thing, I can't sell drugs if you're really sick. You just gotta keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Because I was on the other side, and I was big pharma. How about I want to give you a cure or trying to help you? It's not going to help my pockets. So once I look at it from that perspective, then I know that, you know, and that doctor's, unfortunately, I know he took a Hippocratic oath, but he got a mortgage to pay too. So he's thinking about it. He has to, and those hospitals are being sponsored by those drug companies. And they probably got children in college and all that stuff, so. Once you hear a doctor say there's nothing you can do, you might want to give him a detox. That is not a doctor. That is somebody who's following protocol. They don't have your best interest on hand. There's no way you can tell somebody there's nothing you can do. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about omega vitamins that you could get like from fish.
Yeah, I checked them already.
So
I eat fish and whatever.
You know, different type of fish or different type of oils. So there's a way to do it.
No. I want to try it.
That's really good.
I was at least happy that I don't have the bad cholesterol.
Yeah. No, there's a way to do it. I'm sure what's the name has good cholesterol. Avocados. Yeah. They have good cholesterol. Avocado is a superfood. And I know they have the stuff the good cholesterol. I know. That's a fact. I know they do. Spirulina has good, it's another green. It should be in powder form as well as what you need as well. I'm going to send you a website. It's called, pharmacyforlife.com. I'll send you the link. If you can remember that. And they have what you need. That doctor just trying to pay his bills. Do you think he know? He don't. He's one individual. He don't know everything, and actually he knows. He just don't want to tell you because you ain't want to come see him no more. My dad is a herbalist, man.
I know this, but you told me that.
Yeah, he's here now too. He's here now. My brother lives 20 minutes away. He lives in Berry Bay, So he has a big house like this in Berry Bay. And my brother, he has the same amount of children I have, so he bought a big house too. And the father's over there. So I've been picking him up every other day to watch, basketball games, stuff like that over the house, hanging out. And he's an herbalist, so like if you have high blood pressure, whatever, he has different things that he mixes like with garlic and ginger and different things he put and it works. With my wife's aunt, husband had high blood pressure. He said, no, natural, it's like a fruit remedy, a fruit mix with ginger, some other stuff.
Yeah.
And he got his levels down, his blood pressure down quick. Most times you have to take the blood pressure pills, or take this other pill. Quick. It's like 48 hours, got it down. Without taking no freaking pills. And these drugs cost so much money on top of that too.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Can't make no money if I give you the remedy. I'm telling you, a real doctor gonna tell you what's up. Tell you to keep it on the low. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell you, he or she will tell you, but just don't put my name out there that I told you. Because if they find out, then they can remove them from the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that drug company is probably the one that's sponsoring the salaries. So if he tells you, but most times, when something is good, it's hard to keep it a secret. So most people are like, yeah, I won't tell, but it'll get out. You'll slip up. It's like the way I'm telling you what my father could do, and I can openly tell you he's not doing nothing bad. But for them, that's bad because they're in bed with the drug company.
Yeah. That should be all illegal anyway. Just like the drug companies paying the insurances that they only approve their medication and
it's tied in. Everybody all in together in one bed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
when I had that bad sinus infection, I needed a medication that needed pre-approval and whatever. But I had to change that every couple of months. They said, oh no, it's not covered anymore. You need to use that one. It's the same thing.
Use my cousin's drugs. That's basically what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
exactly. They paid me more, so now it only approved that. That's exactly how it goes.
No, if I do business with them, you can use their stuff. If I don't, you can't use their stuff.
But the doctor wrote down a generic version, and the insurance said, oh no, we don't cover generic. We only cover the original. I was like, the insurance only covers the original if it costs more? Ah, okay,
There you go.
gotcha.
But my cousin needs that money.
Yeah.
And make sure my niece going to Harvard.
Yeah. And then the next time they said, oh no, we don't cover the original anymore. It's only generic now. Oh, okay, so they paid you more. Gotcha.
You see the game right there.
Someone said that makes no sense. The insurance is always the first one to put the generic.
When it doesn't make any sense, you know everybody in the room is in bed together.
Yeah.
If you can't make sense of it, it actually does make sense. Everybody's conspiring for your pocket.
Yeah. Now in Germany that is not allowed. Like that the farmers go to doctors and give the doctors benefits or whatever. If you prescribe so much of our medicine and then we're gonna pay you, that is completely illegal. I don't know how it is over here, but it seems like everybody does it.
Yeah, my dad is 85, 6-pack. Nothing wrong with him. You go to the doctor for a checkup like you do, the blood work done, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, definitely switched up with what he eats, and right now he's pretty much seafood and that's it. Maybe like chicken or beef or anything, so he's definitely switched up. And he's blessing the amount of meals. He probably only eats one solid meal a day, heavy meal. All the rest of the meals are just fruits, and tea, like something that's light.
Yeah, I was always told, eat a lot of protein, healthy protein, and vegetables and fruit. Be light on the starches.
It takes so long to digest. Yeah, it's gonna turn into sugar anyway.
Yeah.
Which is good because this stuff that you know in this conversation, this is what he needs to hear. Growing up to become an adult for him. Because I didn't know that stuff when I was young. It was go to the doctor, that was the right thing to do, and they're gonna give you this medicine. Tastes like candy, keep drinking it like it's freaking, you know what I'm saying? Now, not, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not drinking your purple stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what the hell that is.
And then a lot of times, what that I heard, the doctors are not even taught specific things, so they don't even know. They only know one way.
What's given to them.
Yeah.
They give them a template, Doc. They give them a curriculum. You go by this. That's it. And how they keep the sword over their head is they're in debt from all that college they went to.
Yeah.
Probably in over $1 million in debt for educational for their student loans.
Yeah.
They owe a whole mortgage. You want to pay your mortgage back? Keep selling these drugs. Don't worry about it. You want to go on vacation and
Yeah.
you be driving your luxury car and living your quote-unquote American lifestyle. You're not doing nothing. All you're doing is you're just a cog in their scheme. And when you realize it's too late, you're old, 80, 90, and you're trying to figure out what's your legacy. You basically been a licensed drug dealer all your life with a white coat on. How many people, how many children, how many adults, how many grandmas, and all these other people you affected just for you to do this. So definitely you want to have some sort of legacy in life. You want to be able to stand for something. I'm not saying you're going to be Superman or Wonder Woman and save the world, but at least save your child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give your child the right knowledge. You can't save the world. Everybody got to save themselves, but don't have your child making the same mistakes that we made or thinking it's freaking Walt Disney out here, because it's not. This shit is real, man.
It's the same with the military. I saw what it did to my husband. I saw what it did to my daughter-in-law. My son, my stepson, he wants to get out too, but he's trying to get his 20 years completed for his son. But he's sick and tired of it too, has mental issues or whatever.
See, that's different for him, because once you're in and you have so many years, then it makes sense to finish.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go against it without using my common sense.
Yeah.
Right? But like you said, to begin it and to encourage somebody now.
Yeah, and I see what it does to them and how hard they need to fight to get any benefits afterwards.
It's an insurance scam again.
Yeah. So I hate when they go into the high school, they're telling them all those great things you get.
Yeah.
You get health insurance, and you get this, and you get the student loans, and you get this.
I used to live in New York. You know how many Vietnam vets is outside, leaning on the side in front of the VA hospital? They walk by them, they call the police on them.
Yeah.
Don't be telling them no lies, man. Tell them the truth.
Like when my husband gets like a dental appointment, you have to call them and call them and call them and call them, and then they say, yeah, we put it in, call back, we call back like 6 weeks in a row until finally something moves. So why do I have to go, telling you my tooth hurts? Why is this so hard that you put that referral incorrectly? And all that other nonsense. People don't get their freaking... Did you hear about the last thing that they wanted to do when they said if your medications work, then they're going to lower your rating? because you are functional as long as you take your medication, so you're gonna put your rating down. Bullshit?
Functional.
Yeah?
That sounds like a freaking addict or something.
Yeah? If your cyclists work, we're gonna lower your rating because you are functional.
Or functional.
Yeah, then the veteran said, you know, after we're gonna stop taking our meds, we're not gonna be functional.
Exactly.
And then they put a halt to it. It's not completely squashed yet. They said they're gonna review it and make changes to it. Yeah.
Functional. You want me to be a freaking a zombie?
Yes.
As long as I'm on your shit.
Yes.
That sounds like some drugger shit, dog. As long as you come to me, man, I'm selling on the block. As long as you come to me and you buy my stuff, then
Yeah.
you can keep it going. But if you buy his stuff down there, I can't. What? Come on, man.
So I really hate when they go into the high school, especially, that tell them
That's
only
what they
the good
do.
things, none of the negative, nothing, only the good.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, if you can manage not to go to the military, I'm not mad at you, I don't blame you, I don't call you a coward or anything.
Yeah.
Just stay away because they will not give you a thank you.
Listen.
Like any other employer, there is not one that I can say who will say, oh, thank you, you are 20 years with us and you were never sick. Get sick and they will kick you. They will not be mad about it. Auf Wiedersehen. Sayonara. See you later. So don't have a work ethic. Do good work, but don't go over and under, above your health and everything else for them.
No, they're not gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
Gotta be a limit. I have a lot of military in my family. A lot. Oh my. I have a lot of military in my family. A lot of them are women.
Yeah.
A lot of them are women. But they've been in there a long time. A lot of them retired, but you see the effects.
Yeah. And my co-worker, when I was still working, I'm still friends with her, and she was always above and beyond. Somebody got sick, they called her, she stopped everything immediately.
She did.
She did unpaid overtime and everything. Then she got sick. And she couldn't do it anymore. She was let go real quick. And I told her so. I told you
And let
so.
her go?
Yeah, because she couldn't lift the stuff and whatever anymore. Because she had back issues, so she could not stand a long time, she couldn't lift it anymore. Because she did all the other stuff there already. I refuse to lift those heavy crates and whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not.
Wow. Use her up. Tossed away like trash.
Yes.
Now, we'll make somebody come back to the building and do something. Remember when it happened in
Yeah.
New York? Where that cat ran up in the building? And yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they do that. That person ain't crazy. What did y'all do to him?
Yesterday I saw a lady, she said she worked 20 years in the medical billing. And she got let go now because AI took over her job.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, see? 20 years with the same company, AI came and they said, yeah, we don't need you anymore, goodbye. That's what you are a replaceable item.
Mm-hmm.
Once you fall out, the next one is already there.
So the electricity goes out.
A friend of mine, she worked in either human resource or whatever. And she had a dentist appointment. And while she was at a dentist appointment, they hired another person for her job. When she came back, they told her she can pack her stuff and she can go. And they had already a replacement there.
There's going to be a lot more incidents. I want to say that.
Yeah.
That's going to happen pretty soon. People are not. Mm-mm.
That's why I say, do your job. But don't break it back for them.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot more incidents coming up. I already see it. hurricane come through, AI can't stop the water.
Yeah.
AI won't be able to do the things humans can do when Mother Nature comes into play. That's what I'm saying. You can AI all you want to. When the earth starts shaking, AI can't make it stop shaking.
Nope.
You're going to need people to run up in there and do real things to get something done.
Well, I always try to tell them your employer is not your friend. They can, give you all the compliments, say, oh yeah, you're the best worker that we have, and you are always, and we love you so much, and that's all bullshit. They're just trying to flatter you.
Yeah. Trying to motivate you so you can do more free work, free labor.
Exactly.
All because it's a human mouth saying it, that doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
So I got AI on my job giving me compliments. You're doing so well in these metrics and whatever.
Yeah, and AI. I had a nail in my tire, and the husband called the dealership because we have the warranty that they always give me a brand new tire whenever that happens. And he was talking to her, and I looked at him and I said, do you realize that that is not a real person? Because he kept saying man and stuff, and I was like, that is an AI that you're talking to. He said, no, it's not. I said, oh, of course it is. And then the conversation went on. Then he noticed, because the answers did not align really with the question and whatever it
Giving
was.
you generic, general shit.
Yeah.
I keep telling you, every week, I keep telling him and his ass, sit down and watch Terminator. Watch it from the first all the way to the thing.
I told you already, yeah?
This is the beginning. There's one of them, I think it's number 3 or number 2.
My robot shows you what happens once.
Yeah, the Terminator is much more accurate because it shows you where we're at right now. And our movie is so old, but it shows you this is the infant stage where we're at right now. That's why you can tell AI. After a while, another thing too, they got all these soldiers that are not wanting to participate in what's going on in the world right now. I'm not going to get too detailed.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're going to do? They already got them lined up. They're going to turn the heat on and be like, you got them Terminators ready? Because the humans don't want to go in there. So the Terminators in there. See what I'm saying? That's how they think. I always used to think this movie was fiction, whatever, and I'm actually seeing this shit in real time. So I'm saying to myself, you got all these soldiers protesting. They're not running in there.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it. So who's going to go in there and do it? Who's going to go in there? Or what is going to go in there? Think about who. What entity is going to go in there? You'll be forced and have no choice to use the robots. They have to use the robots, and ain't gonna be there's no more enlisting for you. We don't need you to enlist. Do anything. We got AI inside the robot that's gonna perform the military tactics that we need to get done. That's already here. They're just in the East yet. They already got robots in California delivering pizzas in a little box with wheels on it.
Yeah.
You slide your credit card in the box, open up, and give you the pizza.
You know what gets on my last nerve? Those Amazon drones. Because we live, Cypress Creek is right by Amazon.
Yeah.
So if you sit in your backyard,
That's going to be the regular sound in the future. That's
Yeah.
going to be a normal sound.
it drives me nuts. And I heard Walmart already is testing it somewhere in Texas, also with the drone deliveries. Oh, come on.
I mean, the war that they're fighting right now is nothing but drones dropping stuff right now. It's nothing but drones. When Obama was in presidency, he used the most drones in that war that was in, I forget which war. He used the most drones in history of the planet Earth. It dropped, it's like a certain amount of tons of bombs that he dropped from drones.
It's insane.
So this is where we're going. We're already here. My mind's pretty much, we're already 2030 already. That's where I'm at. This time is going by so fast. We're already in springtime already.
I was already joking. I said, what would happen if I start shooting the drones down?
They're going to make another one.
That are right over my house.
They're going to make another one. It's going to crack because they're going to have that. Some of them are going to crash and burn and malfunction and crash just like anything else, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to crash. Some of them are going to get shot down, especially in Florida. Florida and Texas, they're going to be shooting them things down like pigeons.
I'm just glad that my dogs don't react to it.
Not yet. Not yet.
If they would react to it every time bark when they fly over, I would go insane.
No, not yet. Because we're not inundated with them. We don't have a whole bunch of them yet.
Oh, we have a whole bunch. Within a 10 minutes radius, you can bet there is at least eight flying by. At least.
Wait till they're like 100. Dogs will be going crazy.
It's like living by a small airplane airport, something like that.
Exactly. But then you're going to have to vote on laws that only a certain amount of drones could be flown
Yeah.
in human airspace.
And yeah, huge.
And then the police won't be losing their jobs too.
Oh yeah.
What are we going to need for them? We use robots or we use a drone. You speeding, you have the drone right on top of your car, clocking you from the air.
They have a drone already flying inside the street with the teenagers. They stole a car and then they crashed it right on the street, on the tree. And they had the helicopter and the drone flying.
The drone don't have to drive in the street. All it has to do is keep following you. You can't run away from the drone. You're trying to run in the house somewhere, it's going to stay right on top of the house. So you decide to come out,
And
take
it's cheaper and
pictures.
more efficient than the helicopter.
Exactly. You need a human in a helicopter. All you need is a human to fly the drone.
Yeah.
After a while, you're not going to even need a human to fly the drone.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
But, like I said, it doesn't matter what technology you build, you cannot defeat Mother Nature.
Oh yeah.
So Mother Nature always even things out. But those things that we're talking about, they use electricity.
Yeah.
You need certain materials to make these things. If you don't have access to them, or you don't have that energy source, or like I said, a natural disaster or something like that,
Yeah.
will
Exactly.
become obsolete. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to have live foot on the ground to deal with certain situations. And hopefully we realize it as a society that those things are not efficient. They're just making us more lazy and dependent.
The newest study that showed already that the newest generation is less intelligent than the last. And so that was the first time, and usually
Yeah,
the
using
newer
Google and
generation is
ChatGPT. You're not using your mind. You're just search bar. Search bar.
Yeah, I don't know.
And their total confidence is in what the search engine that they're using. total confidence. It's almost like they're using an encyclopedia. That's how they feel. So it's like I don't have to think. You're asking artificial intelligence, which is pretty much yourself. You just loaded the information on there. And people don't understand what they realize. It's not the AI. The AI is learning from you.
Yep.
So back in the days, I used to be able to remember all of every phone number of every friend I had. It don't matter. Even if there were 20 friends, I could still remember your phone number. I don't know how I did it. My brain was just like that because you used to have to dial the phone like that. I have to remember every single number. I can't remember. I don't even know my wife's cell phone number.
Yep.
Everything evens out. So I'm not really stressed over it. Oh, they take it up. No. Like I said, even in the movie, it taught the robots got smart enough to find out once Mother Nature took out their energy source, they started using humans as batteries. I don't know if you remember Terminator. They started using the humans as the batteries.
Yep.
And plugs hooked up to you because we emit electricity. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you're in the carpet, if you rub your feet real hard in the carpet, you get shocked. Yeah,
That could be a lot, especially in Walmart when I touch the stupid car.
Yeah, you have electricity going to your body. That's why if your heart stops, what's the first thing you're going to do? They're going to take something, electric, jump starter. This is like we got for the car. Car uses electricity, humans use electricity too. They got to jump and start your heart with electricity. They shock your ass. So if you got all that energy in you, the AI gonna be like, well, we could take the electricity from them if we can't get it from them. This is crazy. It's crazy. When you really start thinking about it, it's crazy. It's crazy. You going to the gym or anything? Gonna be sweating after this or no? No, okay. You said no? Okay. Yeah, don't put a hairspray on your hair, so I don't want to put it if you want to be sweating. Yo, y'all like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for the likes. Appreciate y'all. Y'all peeping at the conversation we having, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they peeping it. This shit is real. Israel. Life is real. Don't play with it. Because it's bananas. Now your competition ain't humans. Your competition is metal. Robots. Get ready. Back in my days, we had to worry about 100 hoods on the corner. You gotta worry about getting through them. Now you imagine Terminator pulling up on your ass with a Schwarzenegger face. Yeah. Like with 100,000 of them with that same face. Because they make the plasma easily. And it can look like human skin. Easily. Bro, they did it in the movie years ago. That movie is almost 20, 30 years old. And they had that. I don't think they're perfected that joint already? Definitely perfected. And the only thing I saw was on TikTok. I'm sure you've seen it, where they had you can get your hair done in a machine. You stick your hair, it's like a box. It's almost like when you buy like soda or whatever. You stick your head in a box and then there's a machine in there cutting up your hair. I don't know about that one. I know some people want to try it.
I saw the nails where you stick your hand in there to do your nails.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
didn't.
Those critical appendages, people are very wary. You might you might get a good result 100 times, but you know, the 101 time, it's like you're dealing with a machine. One of those machines is going to be off. And then your hands can be off, your head can be off.
Yeah.
I might as well, I would take the risk of just getting a little nick cut from a human being giving me a service versus putting my feet in a machine and then losing 3 toes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're going to sue the company? Yeah, but you're still 3 toes lost. Sue all you want to. And you still might not even win your lawsuit because those type of services is probably going to come with a disclosure.
Yeah.
At your own risk type shit. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to me. It'll be, if I'm having a machine do something for me on a level like that, it will be at my own risk.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing smart about having a machine doing something so intricate to think that's going to be perfect. Somebody's going to get mutilated. Somebody. It's like that. Out of every 100 cars, there's going to be 1 car that's messed up.
Yeah.
So, a human can mess up, and the humans made AI. What you think? We made AI. AI is learning from us. So humans make mistakes. And AI will make mistakes too.
Oh yeah. Yes, you do.
I don't know about sticking my head in no box, coming out with a hairstyle. I don't know about that. That sounds, some things is too risky. Some people are like, oh, just save time and convenience. Okay. Save time, go ahead, do your thing. You might not save your foot or your head. So by the time your son has children, that next war is not, it's not going to be the human war. You know, his child, his children, not projecting, but just brainstorming. I don't want that to happen, but
Yeah.
his children will be fighting the machines. It'll be humans against the machines. And it'll be his generation, his children's generation that'll be fighting the machines. Because the humans gonna be like, all right, we had enough of this. And then you got the other side, the 1% that's using these machines. You see, it's gonna be conflict. If there's conflict with humans,
That is exactly that.
with all these, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna come to a head, right?
They're living comfortable, yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna come to a head. They're not gonna be protected by humans no more. They're gonna fire their security and get the Terminators to protect them. Shit, I can show you go on TikTok. These rich guys, they got the woman robot now. They got her now. It's her wife now. Cooks, cleans, fights, fixes the car, all types of shit. Right now, you can buy for $59. They're very expensive, about 100,000. The basic one is like 50. But those cats, they got it. All they've been doing all their life, especially those guys that are like super nerds and then that social, they just been making money all their life. They've been waiting for today. They've been waiting for the day
Oh, yeah.
that they can have a companion who's almost absolute in whatever they do. So they think. We still don't know the programmer of it. The programmer is the one who has the ultimate key to everything. Yeah, first video when I give you that your first mohawk, of course your mom's in the background.
Yeah.
That's all I said. Yeah, I thank God, man. I'll pass away tonight. The videos they're always gonna be here. Just go on the channel. Like, don't talk to me about it. Trying to big now, my old see that. We're good. It's always there. We're gonna go away.
Love that mohawk.
I'm gonna have this fire. I'm gonna have this fire. It was clean. 'Cause you came in there with you just had all your hair natural, so I just had the hair to carve into. Spongy, you want to keep it this was the 70s. What? Your mother knows this was the cut. Afro cut. It would be bigger too.
Oh yeah, mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom. Bell bottoms.
My mother had that.
Of course she did.
Yeah, she has straight hair like me, but she went and she got the perm in the perm. She said.
Big collars.
Yeah, it looked ridiculous.
That's what you say. That when we see them do stuff, it looks crazy too, right?
Yeah.
Every generation has their own fashion, whatever. I see my son doing some stuff, I'm like, I don't knock it, because during the late 80s, early 90s, we had our fashion, and Lee jeans, and the Pumas, Adidas, Baba. Big wide shoelaces, gazelle glasses. We had the name belt buckles. There's a lot of quirky stuff.
Yeah, just like they run around with not ankle socks, the high ones, the I could not imagine still not running around with the high ass socks. Either nosy, or ankle, but
Yeah.
we rolled them down before they even came with the ankle cuts rolled.
Some things was like, and they bring like stockings for them.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then I was buying shoes with them, and I made a joke. I was like, "Oh, what do you think about those New Balance?" He was like, "Oh, they look cool." I looked like he was crazy. You would have not worn them during my time.
Exactly.
You would have been the first bully victim.
Exactly. Yeah, back in our days, man, bullying was a regular occurrence.
New Balance. And then my daughter even said, "Yeah, a lot of kids wear them in school." I said, "What?"
Crazy.
The grandpa shoes, the New Balance. Yeah. Okay.
Everything is trendy. If it's on the algorithm, then everybody jumps in and get it. But you have to find your own niche too.
Of course.
Find your own look. You have to keep on following the trend and make it comfortable for you.
To me, the New Balance shoes, they look like the shoes that people with diabetes wear. Just those weird shoes, those medical type of shoes.
Right. Yeah, that's what we used to call them, medical shoes. Somehow the medical shoes became cool. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Even these Crocs on my feet, these ugly ass Crocs, they were an experiment. Meaning that, they were just an experiment. They said, they came out with they was like, let's make these ugly ass shoes and see if people were wearing them. When people started wearing the original Crocs, they went crazy. Everybody had to have Crocs, so they, you were about to die if you had a pair of Crocs. Now Crocs are a staple. It's like a regular staple.
I hated Crocs at the beginning too. Then I started
Yeah,
liking them.
yeah. You see all these shoes I got, but on my feet, it's Crocs. Let me let y'all see a 360 of my man Fro before I curl him up. This is that classic Fro. Yes, sir. Let y'all see I put in that work first before I curl him up. Oof, look at that right there. Boom. Round. Like an English pound. Tape it out. You see it? On the Saturday. Yes, sir. Aerodynamic. We're going to curl them up and mess them up. But this is the original joint right here. Let me give you a aerial shot. What's going on here by Vicky? What's going on here by Vicky? Appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're going to curl them up right now. So I got this mousse that I'm going to use. I normally put the cream in there to curl them up. But now I'm going to use a mousse. But his hair is like fluffy, like a cloud. If you can feel a cloud, that's the way his fro feels. So I'm not going to super soak his hair with the mousse, but I want to try this mousse. I've been using it, and it's been really good. By Motions, foam styling lotion, shea butter, argan oil, coconut oil. So I'm going to use this for the curl. Of course, I got my curling tool right here. We're going to do what we normally do. Cherry balm. After shave. We're going to finish. This is the finishing spray right here. Of course, we got the Whiskey Woods up to no good. Put the dust off. That's how I finish off my clients, y'all. I gotta get some more of these Motions styling lotion today, because a lot of my clients, they get the curl. Just to let y'all know, y'all, this is what the barbershop is for. It's for people to talk about current events and build with the younger generation so they can know what's going on. Instill confidence through barbering, but it's for us to talk and actually have communication, not text, not emoji, not send me a video. Literally, because this might be a dying thing that's going out. With all this AI robots coming out, people might not even be able to talk to each other no more. So keep that in mind. This is where we build, spread positivity, and we level up the youngins, and they chime in as well with their opinions. Back in my days, you couldn't say shit. You just had to sit your ass in that damn chair and hush your mouth. And if you said something, boy, between the barber and your pops or your moms, it's not gonna be different. There was a clear line of delineation between adults and children. But now, these days, in the future, we have more of a collaborative effort of communication, which is good because the children are much more intelligent these days because they have access to so much information. They're not running around, so unfortunately, they can't be innocent even if you wanted them to. You can't shelter them, even if they're still in the house all day and they never went to school. Something's gonna come across their electronic space and let them know what's going on. Make sure y'all dusting out inside the client's ears as well. There's a lot of debris in there. And around here, that's why I have 3 different dusters. A big general duster. This is for the ears and around the ears. That holds, the medium one holds the powder. The big one is for the general dusting, like for the big areas. So say just for instance, I put the cherry balm on him when I shaved his neck. So now I want to get that hair off. Now I'm going to follow up with the aftershave after the fact.
My favorite smell.
Manly smell.
I love that smell.
Now I'm going to put in that mousse. This is the fun part, y'all. This is where the barber gets to have fun. And I am going to make a short out of this, just to let you know, brother. I'm going to start off with the mousse on the head, the mousse head. And then you're going to see the popping curls after the fact. I gotta get some of this today, some more. Of course, I overdo it, y'all. Always overdo it. Y'all see, let's try to get a little 360 of the mousse going in. Hold up. I'm gonna do it in real time so he can see it. So we got the mousse. Oh, he's like, bro, sponge my hair already, dog. Yeah, man. So we gonna get the curling. The product in, product gonna get spread it around. Now, since he has more hair, you gotta trust the process, of course. Always trust the process. 360 rotation clockwise always. .360 motion. So y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. And man, DripMoor, probably 30 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. So y'all show your man some love on this Saturday. Appreciate it. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate it. Over 1,500 videos on my channel. Been doing this for a minute. I think I've been on YouTube for like 13 years. But this is the most I've uploaded in those 13 years that I'm at one of my destinations now. This is like a chef when he's cooking, and you just gotta boil and you boiling and you doing what you do, and you know you're gonna come out with a good result. Normally what I'll do is normally have a blow dryer while I do this to speed up the process, but we got fans going on and stuff, so we should be good. Just because I use a lot of product, but since I use a lot of product, as you can see, I have a lot of individual curls that I'm able to produce because I use a good amount of product. So the hair is separating the way I want it. And I'm able to have more detail with my curling sponge. This is the DripMoor Curl POV. Trust the process. TTP, trust the process. Like I said, y'all, we got the motion styling lotion in his hair. So that's the foam, styling foam. So we're just taking our time and let it melt into the hair and the scalp. Normally I would use, oh, Rip, want to see the station? Yeah, Bad Studios LLC right there, brother. See it right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to apply a little heat so we let some of this melt into the scalp a little bit. even though it's halfway. But we getting there. Hold up, y'all. Let me flip it. Put that right there. Put out some heat. DripMoor putting in our work. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to see the results? Hold on, I'm gonna ice them. I see some little strangler hairs that gotta get tapped up real quick. You know we gotta go for perfection. After this, y'all, I'm gonna make a video. Put that compa beat on it. I've been going through my little compa phase right now. At DripMoor on Instagram, at DripMoor on TikTok. Y'all know what it is. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Get ready for the result. I'm about to show y'all right now. Banging for the spring comb potato fade. If y'all new to the channel, my clients look at the haircut while they getting cut. That's all I do. So they see the process. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. Yes, it's part of getting it. As soon as I twist it, the juice is in there. That's good. And what it is tight right now. After it loosens up, then it'll start to puff out, and you get a whole different look too. So, yeah, when a haircut is not a haircut, man, you gotta know how to style the hair. You feel me? You know how to style it, profile it. You gotta give every one of your clients a look, an individual look. Yeah, so I feel the product in the hair that's good, and then totally dry out, because I didn't want it to totally dry out. So when you're doing this style with the styling lotion, you gotta start off, you establish your curls wet with the tool. Once they've locked in wet and it's turned and tight, then you can apply the heat to the hair, so you can drop the product and put your client on their way. Let me let y'all see the results. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. To the channel. Sure. 60 time and we out of here, y'all. Let y'all enjoy y'all Saturday. I'm gonna be back on around 2 p.m. Got a client, I gotta go to their house. Cut up my nephews over there. This is sponged out. Of course, I gave y'all the look with the fro, so you got two looks. You feel me? Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I'll be back on live at 2 p.m., y'all.